Okay, you're talking about talk groups, aren't you? Yeah, depending on which repeater you're going through, depending on what talk groups are operating on it. Oh dear, A14 overhead road sign looks like it's throwing a wobbler. I don't know. Well, the lights flashing away. Yeah, I've got to make some bracket trips to get that in my car. But the clone I've got up is set. It has got all of the repeaters, but it's not to date yet. Minnie put one out over the weekend. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet for a radio. Weren't too sure it's for a handheld or for a mobile on that one, but he did send one out. Keith. I probably was for a 4600 because it's Keith's using it. CIY. And that, so this one I've got in the car is just basic one. Clone on it, because like I say, once I get the motor all in here, this I2 is going. It is. And then I can play with the clones on the motor roller. Get that taken out sorted. But it's quite funny, there's more and more repeaters appearing each week. Hold on. That's fine. Yeah, there's more and more repeaters appearing each week. There is on the DMR. Sorry, Brian. Boring you again, aren't we, eh? Was it yesterday or Saturday? Going on about it. He's still around, mate. Oh dear, Brian, anyway. Won't be on for too much longer. I'm just going to do all well bridge. D5QV, TruckCam. Yeah, I'm getting past that stage now, mate. It does get a bit boring, but as you rightly say, each their own. That's what they want to do, and go and spend their hard out brass totally up to the individual. Question for you, Steve. Hope we're going to see you at F-Stars next Monday evening. I think it's an ETM. I think it's an ETM meeting next Monday. Not this Monday, not tonight, but next Monday. They've got to run. I think Mikey's asking for some votes to vote him in to take Peter's place, G8BLS. It's not been too good. As of late, you're aware of the situation, Steve, but that's all I can say on that situation. But Mikey's trying to get as many people to go over there next Monday at Orwell Park School, 7:45. Don't get there any earlier. You won't be let in, but trying to get as many people over there, and then they've got the Christmas noggin afterwards, I think, Steve. So there you go, 3 mince pies and cup of tea or cup of coffee, Steve. Don't worry about me, Brian. Worry about yourself. Yes, I already knew that. It's been in my diary for a couple of weeks, mate. If not 3 weeks. That's you that don't turn up. I bet you turn up this time, there'll be mince pies there, look, eh? Free drink, free mince pies, you'll be there. Nah, I'll be there. If I can, mate, if nothing pops along. But, there you go. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. They've closed that Iceland. Oh, yeah, because it's the Tower Empire. Somebody said that was moving from there, but there you go. Yeah, I'll be there, Brian, don't worry. I'll see you there. I'll get there first and eat the mince pies. Just going back to Cole, DMR again, sorry. Yeah, so blah, 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 blah. To another, if I scroll down to another repeater, if I knew which one they were talking on, then that might have that channel, say they said they were going to 929, then I suppose that might have that logged in then, would it, Cole? But think of it this way, if it's like analog 2 meters, shut up Brian, if you're not in coverage of that repeater, you won't hear it anyway, will you? So, just start to get the basics on that one. Brian's obviously getting bored with AMR, but tough luck, Brian. You know, so there. We're all entitled to our own opinion. But no, don't forget, you can go down, you can scroll down to the repeater, but if you're not in coverage area of that repeater, you're not going to hear it, are you? That's what you got to remember, don't forget your basic stuff on that one. And, Brian, just go again. BLS is Peter being ill. Yes. Did you not, you're not aware, I don't know if you got my mobile phone number, but yes, these, I can't say too much on the radio, I've got my hands tied, mate, but, no, it's not looking good, Carl. I'm not entirely sure if you got my mobile phone number there, but, don't know what George for that. Taking my mobile phone number. I'm assuming that you won't be able to write it down, but rather discuss on the phone, mate. But, I can't ring you at the moment because I've got the credit on my phone. But yeah, it's not too good.
Okay, you on email at all or not?
Negative, Carl, negative. I ain't got access to that either.
Yeah, okay. Does Keith know the situation? See, I won't.
As far as I'm aware, yes. Keith's got my mobile phone number, but as far as I'm aware, I'm not entirely sure if Keith is entirely up to date.
Okay, I'll get your number off Keith. I'll take Keith when I get home. Won't take them for a long time. Obviously through the scout. Joe's known him in longer, so I haven't seen him for ages. In that sense, but okay, I'll text Keith, get your number off Keith, so alright, that's okay. I'll give you a bell. That's going to be the easiest way. Yeah, I'm driving, I'm not far from 7 Hills, so I'm not going too long home, but depends if you want to put your mobile phone number over the repeater, that's all.
I've got a problem with that, if you can remember it. It's 0791 898 8695.
Can you not eat something?
I'm driving, how am I going to remember that? No, give me 5 minutes or so, I'll be home. And I'll write it down. I'm just going to have a 7 hours roundabout now. So, not far from home. But I'll give you a bell then. Hold on. Oh, nicely done. Anyway. So we've got 5 lorries and the back lorries just pulled out, so I got past them before they slowed me down. But yeah, I'm 5 minutes away from home, so I'll get your number down when I get on the driveway. Brian. Oh. Who the hell's ringing me now? Hold on. Steve, there's no point in ringing me, mate. There's not, because I'm driving, I won't answer that phone. If you ring me work mobile number, that'd be fine. Because that's connected to the car, but my personal one isn't. Thank you, Steve. Sorry, QB, TruckCam. Yeah, sorry, Carl. That's me ringing you. Didn't want to put it out over the air, obviously. So, yeah, I'll talk to you about it later on. You got my number, give us a ring back. Sort it out. It went on to Hans Fund, so I take it you're driving. No problem. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way now. I've got to pop up to Ruskin Engineer and just get a few little pulleys and that. So I'll put on the mast and get the bracket made up for that later on today. So, we'll go from there. You do quite a bit of driving, Carl. Work related, obviously. So where did you say you'd been to this morning? I've been to Royston. That's a customer. I was going to be heading to Rugby, but that one's been cancelled. Got to do a site survey down the railway line. Got to put a VHF repeater in. But they've obviously had a train issue. Customer rang me and said, look, there's no real point, we can't get you on the railway line today, so okay, I'll head back home again, but I don't travel that much. I don't, but realistically when I do, then it's normally not just local. And that's, I do enjoy being out, I must admit. Got a text now. I do enjoy being out and about, I must admit. I don't like being in the office all week, trying to do around the bend. It does, so. But anyway, it's all part and parcel of the fun and games. But yeah, so I'll give you a ring, yeah. The problem is I've got my personal phone with me, Steve, but it's not connected to the car. My work one is connected to the car, otherwise I'd have answered. I won't pick up a phone when I'm driving, that's for certain on that. So, did you just text me a number, or did you leave a message? Say that's why I got the text come through. Or do you want me to give you a bell back?
Yeah, no, I didn't text you, mate. If you give us a call back, I'm just coming up back Hamlet at the moment, so yeah, I should be yourself. I've got a headset on, so that's okay. Yes, I learned the hard way, mate, on that one, I'm afraid. Had to do my second course.
Oh dear. No, that's not good. Must have acted if you have an accident, the first thing they do is take your mobile phone off you. Look at the recording. Funny enough, I talked to the customer this morning. His daughter got shunted at the backside on the M11 on Friday. She's okay, wrote the car off, but the courier was on the end of his phone. Even after the crash, after he hit up the backside and took the front end of his van out, he was still talking on the phone. And first thing the police did was, they actually, because of the abuse that he gave them, they actually cuffed him, took the phone off him, and he had to go to police station on a Saturday with his daughter, do a full statement on it, and prosecute him big time. I just can't believe he was still sitting at the end of his phone after the crash. He said it was unbelievable, really. But anyway, I'm about to pull home, so I will bid you both farewell, and I'll give you a quick call, Steve. Not a problem on that one, as soon as I follow up. But yeah, when I'm in my car, if I'm not working, I've got my phone connected. But when I'm working, I've got the work phone obviously connected. And these modern cars are fantastic, because if somebody sends me a text, the actual card reads it out for me, which is quite funny. And but all the controls for the phone are on the steering wheel. That makes life very, very easy in that sense. A lot safer as well. Right, over to you, Brian. And I'll disappear, catch you both later, and I'll give you a ring very shortly, Steve, before I give you a TruckCam. Yep, 73 Scott.
I said this when I was on street.
Yeah, 73 Carl, and we thought something out and get in communication with each other. I think you said you're going to Ruskin Road, or Ruskin Engineering up Foxhall Road, Steve. There's a big old tall black guys in there, Tyre Barker, say hello to him from me. Used to go to school together. You don't tell him my full name, because otherwise he won't remember me, Steve, but there we are. Afterwards, Brian, he might charge me extra. No, he won't. You'll get a discount. You're like the rest of us, mate. Long pockets and short arms. Is that you? Did you say short legs and short arms?
That is enough to keep you
Got short legs as well, but I've got long pockets and short arms, mate, so I can't reach change in the bottom of. No problem, mate. Okay. I'll just wait for Carl to give me a quick ring, and then I'll get out and go and get the bits in. Got nice trucks out here. I do quite like the look of that. Thinking about changing my car soon. £500 a year tax. That's a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? But for what little I use it. But there you go. Right, I'm going to sign Brian. I'll speak to you later, mate. Give me a shout on the way home, no doubt. So 73 for now, and catch you a little bit later. Yep, phone's now ringing. Catch you later, Brian. Hey, cheers, Steve. Cheers, guys, and station M3 PPK back to monitoring GB3 PO and I8. Cheers for now.
Normally is what got him there in the first place. You don't go on a diet, you adopt a lifestyle.
Interesting. Peter Longman is in Nottingham. You've been hanging on, Peter, but you are a trucker yourself.
I have, yes. I'm currently sat in the truck, which is where I spend most of the day, 5 days a week, yeah.
And is it fair to say that most truckers seem to be overweight?
Yeah, I suppose, you know, a lot of drivers I know and who know me, you know, yeah, we're not small blokes, you know, we never have been, you know, I'm not, you know, I go over 19 stone, I'm 6 foot tall, you know, I'm at work 65 plus hours a week, you know, 10, 12 hours a day, I'm sat behind the wheel, whether I'm driving or whether I'm sat waiting to get in somewhere. somewhere or get out of somewhere.
And is it service station food that is causing the trouble?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is no, the healthy option to walk into a service area or walk into a cafe, it's fried something. It's something dipped in oil. It's not, I stopped at a cafe the other day and asked for a ham salad and got asked if I want chips with it.
Oh, great.
You eat when you can eat, and you skip food when you can't.
Tell me, Peter, have you got a fridge? Have you got a microwave in your cab?
No. I've got a cool box which I take with me, and I can honestly say in that cool box at the moment I've got 3 meal replacement shakes and a couple of meal replacement bars, which I will try and eat during the day.
Okay, it's not great in the longer term, because again, this is even if you do lose the weight, this is about losing the weight. So what happens when you then, quote, come off the diet? Are you going to put it all back on again?
Exactly. I mean, you work, 5 in the morning till 8 at night. You do a 15-hour shift. You then get 9 hours off before you start again. In that 9 hours, you've got to eat, sleep, shower, and anything else you want to do. Do you have type 2 diabetes? I don't. No, I do have high blood pressure.
Okay.
And I do have a problem with my thyroid. It's inactive, so I'm on thyroxine as well.
Okay, well, once that's replaced, for most people, that shouldn't be a major issue, and that's one of the few conditions we're talking about today that's not connected to it, but certainly high blood pressure is. If you carry quite a lot of that excess weight around your tummy, you're going to be at higher risk of high blood pressure. You need to do something about it. That high blood pressure is a warning sign for you, and I'm afraid shakes and meal replacements are not going to be the way to go. By all means, go in, even in service stations, there'll be some healthy versions of ready meals. Give those a try.
Thank you very much, Steve, for your call, Peter. Brian Sharp is in Manchester. He says, I've been a trucker for 42 years. I'm not overweight. Buying a fridge for your lorry and stocking it full of healthy food is a good way to keep in shape. Yes, right. There we are. Nick Flavel in Chelmsford says, I'm not skinny, but I'm not fat. I've got a slow cooker and a microwave in my lorry, so I can cook myself my own healthy meals. Wow. Graham Hemming is in Stratford-upon-Avon, and he says, my father was an HGV driver for many years, and he now has type 2 diabetes. I think it was caused by eating too much of the wrong food and a lack of exercise, which is common. That's really what we're talking about, Graham. And the Cornish pasty pie I love a Scotch egg. To be honest, what's wrong with that?
Well, the problem is they're high in saturated fats. We've had all this nonsense about sugar is the bad guy, saturated fat is absolutely fine. In fact, the latest research has come out, and what it said is saturated fat is not worse than sugar, but it's just as bad. So again, we're back to this Mediterranean-style diet: more wholemeal fruit, more vegetables, more wholemeal products. And more exercise.
And in Italy, nobody's obese, right?
Not many. There are a few, but no, there are a few. That's the pasta. Yeah. Well, actually, it's more to the point. It's the amount they eat.
Okay. Jack Ellis is in Surbiton. You describe yourself as a typical HGV driver, so you're working long hours, Jack.
I am working long hours. I work for a large national. I used to go tramping, but the wife didn't like it, so now I work daily. Driving for a large business building company that I won't mention.
I never know why people don't mention things, but you're welcome to. But anyway, how many hours a week are you working?
I'm doing, the thing is, we don't work weekly. We work a 90-hour fortnight. You're allowed to drive 90 hours in a fortnight. So 1 week you can do 54 hours, and then the week after that you can only do something like 36 or something, and that works out to 90.
Okay, so that's an average of 45 hours a week. Do you have any time to do any exercise in the meantime? If you're working daily, you're at home.
Yeah, well, because I work for a building company, I do a lot of umping and dumping, as we call it.
Yes.
You're unloading, I've got a high-ad, but a lot of the time, it's slabs and that. And so, you do maybe an hour of intensive hard work, and then you 4 hours up the road, and then you do another hour of intensive hard work.
Well, that sounds good. Is that keeping you in shape?
All of it apart from my belly, because wherever you get, like you say, all these healthy options, I've only got a day cab. They won't let me put a fridge or a microwave in there. So, what are your options? You can't get your lorry into a Little Chef or somewhere like that because, it just won't fit, and they don't want you on there anyway. So you go to lorry stops, and what they sell at lorry stops? Delicious bacon and sausage and eggs.
Sarah's going to give this advice will be for all truckers. Sarah, go ahead.
All
This is
truckers.
it. Here we go.
If you're going out during the day, then quite clearly packed lunches are the way to go. There are lots of healthy options. If you're going out longer, for heaven's sake, you've got a fridge, you've got a cool bag, don't fill it up with rubbish. There is so much that you can do. If in Jack's case he's doing exercise for, say, an hour a day, heavy lifting, fine, but it's not aerobic exercise. It needs to be not just short bursts of very heavy lifting, because that's fine for the muscles, but it's not so good for the heart. And the other thing to bear in mind is lots of truckers that I know, lots of my patients, will go for days not doing anything, then they'll do 3 minutes of really, really heavy lifting. That is not great for your heart if you're very unhealthy generally. So you need to keep your health up generally so that you don't put your heart under undue stress when you do that heavy lifting.
I hope we've been helpful. I feel we have. Thank you very much. Thanks to Keith Antrobus as well, ex-trucker, manager of the National Logistics Training Consortium, who's trying to put something together for his fellow HGV people. And Sarah Jarvis, our doctor, many thanks.
Pleasure.
This man came traveling on his ship from afar. 'Twas light years of time since he
Once again, what's the tweet? G0EQ receiving.
hung in the sky like a star.
Hello, Milk. How's it going?
Just
Body 3 Papa Bravo Kilo afternoon.
Afternoon, Brian. Afternoon, Paul. Not too bad. Bit peeved off with everything and everything. No motor car. Got to go through the process of applying for a new motor car. Also got a medical questionnaire for the DVLA. Can't say the word today. The DVLA. So I'm not too chuffed about that either. Let's see what Paul's up to. How's you, Paul? M0SDY. P0ETA, the group.
M0SDY. So again, to the group. I say, I hope you've got a few more donuts left for the last day of the Luca. Lovely spoily donuts. I'm nearly at work. So very good afternoon to you both. M0SDY, so again.
All the donuts are gone, Paul. They went within half an hour. And they were very nice too. Brad?
I'm going to have to cut you lot later. I'm right in here at the donut where loads of Richard training so much. And then M0SDY, so again.
Serious, Paul. Have fun. What are you up to, Mr. PBK? G0ETA.
At the moment, not a lot. Yeah, cheers, Paul. Have a good afternoon at work, and don't go winding those stone Martians up. You know what they get like. They get very irate, don't they? Especially with broken down trains as of late. But, yeah, not up to much at all, to be honest with you, Milk. I don't know, I said to keep on Sunday morning because there was a bit of confusion there with the RSGP news reading Sunday morning, yesterday morning. And it was read out as Dr. Milk, again as usual. But here we are. Donuts. What sort of donuts were they, Milk? Were they jam donuts, cream donuts, custard donuts? I don't know.
Oh, very selection plan. That's all. They came from Rome to Bakers in London. Special delivery for Hanukkah this weekend.
Okay, right. Special cake. This is your birthday then.
Christopher on BBC Radio 2 Spaceman came travelling.
No. Leave the car scenario alone, Mel. Don't get worried yourself up about that. That'll all get resolved at the end of the day, mate. You're not the only one. I know somebody else has
really does struggle.
been involved in that. I don't know, RTV, or they call it these days, don't they? Road traffic police. DVLA, yeah. I think they're trying to force doctors, mate, to give information out of it, not to drive
BBC Radio Cumbria
with
is
DVLA.
right across this. You can go online and put in BBC Radio Travel Cumbria if you want to check this out. But just want to bring you up to date with the A7 Eden Bridge.
That'll get resolved eventually.
Between Carlisle Centre and Kingstown, and that's because they've got to
Yeah, but the thing is, the hire car they gave me is not fit for purpose. It's two-person operation, not a one-person operation. I had to have an assistant with me to open the boot up, lower the rim, I drove the wheelchair up into the vehicle, then the assistant kept the wheelchair in place, then I had to put the seatbelt on, blah 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 blah. I can't get out of the vehicle because there's a way.
And then finally the A39, Chiltern Road, around the Tower Road.
I'm not doing so, I'm doing it for the
I'll be back when we travel with Steve in about an hour.
Well, initially, people can feel my back.
From Britain was tortured in front of a UK official at a US military base in Afghanistan before being sent to
So what else is there to do?
Mr. Allen was released in October after spending 14 years in captivity without trial. He says he was beaten, hog-tied, denied food and doused in freezing water. Mr. Allen says that on one occasion,
As long as you get £20 per job, I'll be alright. I'm the install. What about the sofa bed? Well, for instance.
In 2001, following the US invasion of the country. He was first held in Afghanistan before being transferred to the Guantanamo Bay detention base in Cuba in 2002. US intelligence agencies believed he was working with bin Laden, but Mr. Amer said he'd moved to Afghanistan to do charity work. All accusations against him were dropped in 2007, but he wasn't actually released until this year. He's been speaking to the BBC's Victoria Derbyshire about being in Afghanistan, being captured, and what happened to him.
The thing is, I still want to apply for a grant for the motor car and apply for a grant for the adaptions to be made. So it'll work at the end of the evening, but I've been without wheels for 2 weeks. I have been a virtual prisoner of my own home. Please reach
And for a we can return. Well, it's not a done job really, is it? At the end of the day. Need to get everything sorted out, but time will take its course, mate, and hopefully everything will get resolved. It probably won't be before Christmas. We've got much longer to go now, have we? The rest of this week and 2 days of next, and shops selling stuff. Well, there we go. It's short supply at the moment. I think we'll probably even struggle to get a turkey in for this year. Always have turkey every year. The other half don't do chickens, mate. You get fed up with working with the blooming things every day of the week, but whether we'll be able to get hold of a turkey this year or not, I don't know. If not, we'll have to have a change of plan, and I'll have to drive over to Tunstall and get hold of Steve's pig. We'll have to have some crackling bacon or something instead. Sorry, Steve, if you're listening. main road, walking down the road to find other pigs, but there we are. We'll have to wait and see, but there we are. Keep your chin up, buddy. That's the most important thing, and try not to worry about it too much, mate, but it will eventually resolve itself. I wish the houses across the road had put their door numbers on the front of the properties rather than on the door. A bit of a job to spot. There's a courier person turned up at the moment trying to make a delivery, but he's got lost with the door numbers. They're even numbers across the road, not odds, but there we are. Thank you, Mal, with a pause, in case anybody else wishes to jump in and have a chat. G0ETA, with a pause, M3 PPK.
M3 PPK, G0ETA, feeling totally dejected and unloved. Never mind. Life goes on. Oh, by the way, the cream donuts weren't for any celebration apart from Hanukkah. That's all, Brian. Even though I was born Jewish, I wasn't raised Jewish, but I still celebrate Hanukkah and get the old candelabra out, set that in the window, set the eggs, the crumbs, so they call it, light a candle each day for 8 days to celebrate the overthrow of the temple in Jerusalem.
Okay.
And also eat plenty of donuts. And they came up especially by courier from Bloom's in London. Can't be bad. Can't be bad at all. They were very nice, I must admit. They were so fresh. They were only made that morning. And they're all gone now. So sorry, Brian, no luck for you having a cream donut. Excellent stuff. Well, I'm just fed up with everything. Bar humbug to Christmas, bar humbug to Hanukkah, bar humbug to Diwali. It's only a winter festival. Tell me, Brian, quick question. Does my voice
Just got to slip my throat.
M3 PBK G0ETA?
Sorry, mate, I missed the question. You have to go again. Somebody went over the top of you, Mark. Something about a question or something. Missed it.
Well, someone went over the top of me. It must have been important for them to go over the top of me. Go again with what you wanted to know.
I think he's going to ask me a question or something, Mark. I think he's going to ask me a question of, I don't know, what I'm up to or what I'm going to be doing next or what, I don't know. But we'll find out eventually, Mark.
As I said, Brian, if it was so important for them to go over the top of me, it's their turn to go ahead.
But they obviously didn't come back with any more comments, but okay. Oh, yeah, must be able here. Get told off. But yeah, I'm going to be up to much. We'll stay Monday. Only got 4 more days of taking the other half to work and back home again, and just got a few days off over Christmas. That's going to be fun and games, but got to try and find if we can find somewhere to go and get a turkey from somewhere. Maybe a local farm or something, I don't know.
G0ETA. Have a goose, Brian. Plenty of farmers still sell gooses out there.
No. I don't mind chicken or turkey, but never tried goose. But each to their own, I suppose, Mel. But everything else, but no, I don't think I'll go down too well, Malcolm.
Oh, well, never mind. The people who go over people and make slight comments, don't be so bloody childish. If you've got a comment to make, have the balls to say in front of me, to my ears.
PO police could pop up there in a minute. Be careful what you say, please, Malcolm. But males have got, but females haven't. But yeah, they haven't got the bottle at the end of the day to say anything to your face, mate. We'll say it on the radio. They'd rather go behind your back and make complaints that way. But I've been there and done that. I've had several phone calls about my behaviour on PO. But there we are. Be very careful, please.
Okay, yeah, sure thing. That's why I
on
don't
the
want
UN
PO very often.
Al-Qaeda sanctions list and also been sanctioned by the US Treasury. So it's okay.
I really don't think we should be putting Shaka Amar on trial.
Slight comments which
Least of all, least of all with the prosecutor being in Jerusalem, that well-known torture centre. It would be far better if we discussed that which we know to be true. We know that it's true that the Americans offered to send all these British people back in 2002, and we know that the British government refused to take them. We know that Shaka Amar was cleared.
He's Saudi Arabian, right? So he's resident in the UK. Why should Britain take him back?
Well, because he was
an
official resident. Have you seen Saudi Arabia?
Well,
would you want to go back to Saudi Arabia?
But he's not a British citizen.
He was a British resident. That's an official status. My own wife is a British resident. If you are implying that there are no rights attached to that, you're wrong. He was also the husband of a British woman and the father of several British children. So Britain had a responsibility to them and claimed, actually, that they were exercising it with a great lack of response from their closest ally, the United States, it would appear. Now, these are the things that we know. We know that all the British residents, all the British citizens and this resident did claim that there were Englishmen in the room. And it's stretching credulity to believe that when Britain and America were such close allies in this conflict, when Britain didn't want the prisoners back, that it didn't know what was happening to them. Indeed, Mr. Blair himself annotated an official memo which stated from British intelligence, I'm not blaming them in this, that British people were being tortured.
Okay, Colonel Richard Kemp, should we be in the room even if something bad is happening? That's the question here, because there might be people who say, look, at least you want to watch it.
No, certainly not.
So you stay out the room, do you?
You should not be involved either actively or passively in torturing or abusing prisoners. It's not what the British government does. It's not part of the British security services policy. And
well, he was being shouted at and had frozen water poured over him. That would be included, would it?
I think so, being shouted at, I don't know. I think being doused in water or having his head bounced off the wall would be. But I think I'd like to go back to what George Galloway said about him having been cleared of all allegations. He hasn't been cleared of any allegations. He was cleared for release, but that's different from being cleared of allegations against him.
Well, why wasn't he put on trial?
There's a very good reason why he wasn't put on trial, George.
Tell us. The nation waits.
Do you want to listen to a stupid man about this?
Well,
go for it, Richard. This is your moment.
Okay, well, I will. The reality is, of course, that he was picked up in Afghanistan. He'd been fighting, according to American intelligence, he'd been fighting in Tora Bora against Americans and against the Northern Alliance. He was a member of Al-Qaeda. He was associated, according to 7 other witnesses in Guantanamo Bay with Al-Qaeda. He was also accused by Moazzam Begg of being involved with Al-Qaeda. So he's got a track record there. But there is not the kind of evidence you can use in court, because when he was collected in a war zone,
he was collected by bounty hunters, actually, not by the Americans.
Military forces are not in a position to collect intelligence in a war zone.
Thank you very much.
It's not like a criminal side in London.
We have to leave it there. I hope that's been equally balanced. Thank you both. George Galloway, former MP and broadcaster, and Colonel Richard Kemp, former commander of British forces in Afghanistan, speaking to us from Jerusalem. Robin Schulz and Francesco Yates, and a new song called Sugar. I would say that was a lively show today. It's one of those. Talking about Shaka Ama and his detention in Guantanamo Bay, 14 years. And what is it all about? You hear the disagreement between George Galloway and the intelligence bloke. And Sharon Withers has texted to say his entire detention deserves an inquiry. I defy anyone to go through what he's been through and manage to make it out alive. Shaka is entitled to answers. Mike Boone is in Huntingdon, says, I'm ex-military. Never ceases to amaze me that anyone who ever gets released is a good guy just because they originally came from a British town or city. Richard Bourne is in Boston and says there's been 4 or 5 of these chaps released from Guantanamo, and if they're innocent, how come none of them have so far had a case to sue the American government?
I'll tell of a Christmas through rhythm and rhymes, with drama inspired by Dickensian times.
Mr. Scrooge, I'm here to talk of the murder of your partner. where nuns ride their bikes down a steep cobbled street.
What do you think you are doing? Preparing for Christmas.
And detectives solve riddles that seem incomplete.
Well, thank you all for a fascinating case. I'll send you a telegram when I've solved it. Watson?
Together as one is what it's about. So at Christmas, be merry, sit down and chill out. With family, friends, and maybe a sprout. For Christmas together. BBC One.
I think we need a bit of chill out, don't we? It's the best we can do. And then it's Steve Wright, and Simon Mayo and Paul Jones on Radio 2.
Rain falling on a jumper now. Joan and Louie on the radio. French beer and mistletoe. That'll be Christmas. Cars queued and all the edges down. Afternoon with the blindfold down. Just the way that the year goes round. That'll be Christmas. We're gonna head some high ground. Just forget it all. But the night's busy and I can't make that call. Johnny Evans in the spotlight. He said you will tonight. He will see you again. That'll be Christmas. Waiting in a stupid hat. Muddy boots are the welcome mat. You just can't say no to that. Hot wine and Christmas trees. Sound of music and family. Faith, hope and gluttony. That'll be Christmas. There's a choir of angels. A choir of souls. And there's drunk relations telling Daddy jokes. Join the others in the spotlight. He's done good work. Me missing you again. That'll be Christmas. Me missing you again. That'll be Christmas.
Today we talked about getting out your gas cooker. We welcomed 2 Shetland ponies to the studio and they got out of the building safely, I have just learned. News reaches me fast here. The medical special on why there are no truckers who are not overweight. And Shaka Amma. Steve Wright has Dawn French and Lars Mitting, the author, and Simon Thorpe from Southampton. You're picking the non-stop oldies as well. And, actually, Joe Wiley tonight, just want to mention 8 o'clock, picking some of the biggest albums of the year, looking at what excited her. So, stay with us here, BBC Radio 2, online, on digital radio, and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Justine Green. 2 nurses who admitted willfully neglecting vulnerable patients on a stroke ward have been sentenced to 8 and 4 months in jail at Cardiff Crown Court. Rebecca Jones and Lauro Bertolano, along with Natalie Jones, who also pleaded guilty and was given a community order, routinely made up blood test results at the Princess of Wales Hospital in Bridgend. Howell Griffith reports.
The nurses had in their care frail, mostly elderly patients whose blood sugar levels needed to be checked regularly in order to avoid the risk of brain damage. But Rebecca Jones, Natalie Jones and Lauro Bertolano routinely failed to carry out the tests and would instead make up the results, writing down fabricated readings which would decide the medication patients would receive. From February 2012, over a 12-month period, this happened on more than 80 occasions. The court heard that relatives had raised concerns about standards on the ward, but they were disregarded.
Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond says Britain is prepared to listen and discuss alternative ways of reducing immigration as it renegotiates the terms of its membership of the European Union. Some countries are unhappy about David Cameron's proposal to make EU migrants to the UK wait 4 years before they're eligible for in-work benefits. The International Tribunal for Rwanda has delivered its final judgment on those behind the genocide more than 2 decades ago. A former government minister and 5 others have been found guilty of crimes against humanity, but 3 have had their sentences reduced from life in prison to 47 years each. Some Nurofen painkillers are to be taken off the shelves in Australia after reports that there ruled that the manufacturer based in the UK had misled consumers. Reckitt Benckiser marketed an identical product for different types of pain, such as migraine and back trouble. The company said it never meant to mislead, and the court ruling wouldn't apply in the UK. The chairman of the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, Rob Sims, says potential users must be told the truth.
Consumers are sceptical up to a point, but when you tell them something as specific as this just deals with one form of pain, when it doesn't, it's just like any other pain relief tablet, that causes concern to us, and so we're very hopeful these sorts of actions send a message to companies: don't mislead consumers.
A bus carrying police officers in northern Argentina has crashed, reportedly killing around 30 people. The accident happened early this morning when the vehicle veered off the side of a bridge, plunging more than 50 feet below into a dry riverbed. Football, and the draw has been made for the last 16 in the Champions League. Arsenal will face the defending champions Barcelona. Chelsea will play Paris Saint-Germain, who put them out last season, and Manchester City will play the Ukrainian team Dynamo Kiev. Italy is to stage golf's Ryder Cup for the first time in 2022. The club near Rome will host the biennial match between Europe and the United States. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 2. Our next at 3.
Thank you, Justine. Thank you, Joe. Wow, what a show. Like a farm in there. Monday, 14:57, 2015, live till 5. It's the big show. Hello, good afternoon. Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
Look into your eyes and see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I feel it for you. Tell me we're crazy. I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand.